Welcome back, anime lately watchers and listeners. It's me, your boy RayApollo, back at it again. This time with the legend D Vash, my boy Miguel. What's up? How you doing?
Good here to do another Boruto chapter. I'm hyped to do this type of coverage because this was a good chapter, interesting, has its pros and cons. So I'm really happy to hear and talk about it with you, my man RayApollo.
That's right. Like he said, we're here to talk about Boruto chapters 42 and 43. 43 just came out for us today. We didn't get to cover 42 last time, but we said, why not do a double? Because we're catching up and making sure we get current with it. So just to kind of recap what happened in chapter 42, we're just going to hit the important parts because this 43 is really the chapter that really gave us a lot more progress. Because I feel like we've been fighting Boro for 4 months.
Yeah, that's technically true, and which for them is probably has been a good 30 minutes an hour because
if that, it's like they've been going for 15 minutes and it's been 5 months for us. Great.
Yeah, they've been fighting Boro since chapter I think 39. Since actually the end of chapter 39, so about 4 chapters. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm glad we're finally getting to where we are. So chapter 42. My main takeaways from that chapter is we get some more information about these Karma members and how their scientific ninja tools are different, but they all have a specific limit, apparently. Because Boro, as we knew, is very quick in regenerating. He had regenerative abilities unlike anybody else. We've seen, I feel like he regenerated faster than Naruto, even with the nine-tail chakra, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
And so Kawaki's like, hey, he's got to have a core. And it's in there somewhere. So they keep attacking him like, we got to find the core. But then they're like, hey, Sarada, something ain't right. Hit him with your Sharingan. Turns out he's moving the core around his body to keep from, them from finding it. And
which that makes sense about his core. And also which makes sense that I'm happy that we're finding more information about Kara, slowly, the little seeds that, they have a core. But also I like what he says that this dude, Akamado, the scientist, Amado, he's a scientist, he's a genius, but also like all things, there's always has to be a plot hole. There has to be a downside to that genius where he said that there's a core for this guy, and if we destroy that, we will have a winning chance. So I'm happy to find that. And the Sarada gets the big opportunity that we also find out that she's been practicing her Chidori. But she said it in her key words that she hasn't practiced it in the actual battlefield. So I'm glad that we found out, we're small. We never saw it off panel, but we saw it on the screen that she actually did it for the first time on battle and actually kept my nice.
I thought that was the best part of chapter 42, if you ask me. Like, finding out Sarada knew how to use the Chidori. I'm like, good. The child of Sasuke knows how to use his, one of his favorite techniques. So yes, thank you. I'm glad that happened. But yeah, Sarada, she used her Sharingan, and because she's the only one that can see it. And she uses Sharingan, and we find out in chapter 43 that she grabs the core and shatters it. And it was exactly what we thought was going to happen, but it took us a month to find that out.
Yeah, she broke it. Like, no shit, she broke it. That was the point of chapter 43. Yes, if she didn't break it, then it would have been pointless for a way of the chapter.
That was the point. I wish they only needed one more panel. They could have just showed that at the end of the panel.
I totally agree.
She called it and broke it. Yeah.
Well, one thing I was disappointed is that when they had the panel in chapter 42, about the close-up shot of our eyes, I thought her eyes were going to turn into a different
you thought she was going to get the third pinwheel?
Yeah, the third pinwheel.
Yeah.
No. Am I correct? If I'm correct, she had the third pinwheel.
I think she only has 2.
No, she has 3, I think I saw.
Does she?
Well, yeah, if I'm correct, I just saw it right now. So if I'm correct, I think she has 3 or unless those are just random dots there from the screen, from the drawn art. But if I'm correct, she has 3.
No, I think you're right. She got her third pinwheel, and I don't even remember when she got that.
So if I'm correct, I'm assuming that she just got her 3 that moment, or I was hoping for her to get the Manga Sharingan. That's what I was hoping for. Or I'm fine for her to just get her 3 at the moment. If she did, that's awesome.
Well, remember, there's like she got to do weird stuff to get the Mangekyo Sharingan. So I don't think she's done that.
That's true.
But you're right. She's got the third pinwheel, and I'm like, when did she get that? Because I just remember she had 2. not too long
Yeah,
ago.
so that's why.
So maybe it did happen in that moment. Maybe I have to go back. I should have went back and looked before we started. But
Yes, but overall, my dude Boro just became from a big dude that went to the gym to a obese dude that just went overdose on his gym material.
yeah, because apparently without that core, the other ninja tools or the ninja tool that was his body starts to just kind of run rampant. It doesn't have the control source that was the core, and he basically turns into this giant blob, Demon Souls, Dark Souls boss monster.
That's what kind of felt like a blob mixed with Dark Souls into trying to all come out everywhere. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then Boruto said, hey, we're not going to take him down. Like, guys, the point of you coming here was to save the 7 Hokage, not just to fight a random dude that you're not supposed to win against.
It seemed like Boruto forgot that his mission was to save his dad.
Yeah, like, oh, I was enjoying this fight. Can we continue fighting? Like, no, your father is literally in a ramen soup case.
He said a soup bowl. Go save your dad. He's like, oh, yeah, let's go save dad. Because, I don't know who it was who said it. Was it Mitsuki or whatever his name? I can't remember his name right now.
Yes, it was Mitsuki.
Orochimaru Jr. was like, shouldn't we go get the Hokage?
Yeah, he said, let's Lord Seven might be able to defeat it. Like, oh yeah, you're right. Let's go do that because you should have said this sooner. Like, no shit. That's why he's the Lord Seven for a reason. Yeah,
so apparently they try to open the bowl for a while, and then they're like, why are we doing it this way? Because Kawaku's like, oh yeah, that's right. We have karma, the cheat code for the Naruto universe right now. It's literally what it is. It is like a cheat code for the Naruto universe right now. And they're like, yeah, let's use this instead. And they basically teleport Naruto out of the bowl like it's nothing. And I'm like, that was easy. Yeah, that was easy. But of course he's passed out because he probably was trying to fight to stay alive in the bowl the whole time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So so they've saved Naruto. Hooray! They've done it. But Boro's not done with it.
Nope. He said Hadouken with a whole tentacle coming out. He said, you know what? I'm gonna take a Mitsuki out and just have him pass out.
Yeah, he bought Mitsuki quick.
He did.
He was like, well, let me get the smartest one of y'all. And he bopped, and then he just proceeds to mollywop all of them. He knocks out.
He said, you know what? You buy.
He just starts yeeting all of them. He yeets them everywhere.
It's kind of like what would Oprah do? He said, you get body, you get slapped, everybody gets slapped.
Immediately. It's like, oh, come on, y'all. We've been doing so good. And I'm like, this is the classic setup for, I feel like Naruto in general, where everybody starts to get, knocked out. And I'm like, oh God, who's going to wake up? And then it was the ultimate setup because you're thinking, oh, well, Naruto's going to wake up and save them, right? That's what you think. That's what you see.
That's why I think that he's gonna get power up. Come on, like, you know what? You take out my kids. No, this one I'm the 7 Hokage. Come out, the full 9 tails mode takes him out. But no,
traditional Naruto. That's what you think. But all of a sudden, no. Our boy Boruto has a new power up. All of a sudden, and I mean like a significant power.
Can't lie though. He looks kind of boss. He looks cool.
He does look kind of cool, but it's like in a weird ninja hipster way.
I'm not a huge fan of the design. I wish the design was more different.
But I will say that I do like the design.
Okay.
It's just that because it's like if you look at that, I'm like, that's Boruto. I can't mistake that for nobody else. That's Boruto. Is what I see. And I'm like, well, okay. Like that it looks cool, but as you can see, he's got a horn now. And who else has horns, Miguel?
The Otsuki clan, aka the person that called him the Blue Eyes Devil, and that was Momoshiki.
Mm-hmm.
So the Blue Eyes Boy.
Yeah, Blue Boy.
Momoshiki.
But yeah, he starts talking different, and Boro first goes, he goes Otsutsuki, like, oh wait, what? Like Boro's confused.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, and then so Boruto, or I'm who I'm going to refer to as like half Momoshiki at this point. I'm thinking because we knew that what we heard is that when somebody kills an Otsutsuki, they become a vessel for the Otsutsuki.
Correct, and that's what the dude about Jigen is trying to grab Kawaki for getting ready to become the next vessel for Jigen to go inside him. That's the main point of Kara. But then
Mm-hmm.
Kara found out about Boruto. But Boruto already became a vessel for somebody else, aka Momoshiki. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what we presume. That's the
That's
character
what
that's
we. That's
inside.
what we think. We would
Not
like.
confirmed.
It's. I feel like it's safe. I would like to think that it's safe to assume that it's Momoshiki, especially with the way he talks.
Yeah.
Especially like you said, the blue-eyed boy. Who else called him that?
Unless
Blue
there's
eyes.
a random person just came and control Boruto out of nowhere and said,
Yeah.
"Hey, you blue-eyed boy too, right?"
It's like, do they just get to choose? Do they get to choose who decides to, inhabit these bodies with the karma, like at will? It's kind of, well, not at will, but randomly. It's interesting.
But then I'm curious if this is Momoshiki, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then I'm curious, why did he go and give energy or technically some type of chakra to the Lord Seventh?
I thought he took chakra from Lord Seventh so he could finish fighting Boro, so he could finish him off.
Oh, you're right. He might have taken
Yeah,
energy.
I thought he wouldn't borrow some.
He has.
Yeah, he has plenty of chakra. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So I was like, he went over. He was like, oh, because I thought he said that Boruto didn't have enough chakra left, and so he was like, let me go get some. So he went and took some from the Hokage, and then that's how he had enough power to just basically fly around and bop giant Boro and then destroy him with this humongous Rasengan.
You're 100% right. I totally misread that because he has no chakra left. I thought he gave Lord Seven to have some type of energy. But you're right, he took some chakra and to kick the ass of Boro out of the house right here because
he's kicking him around like a giant kickball. I'm like, what the heck is happening here?
Well,
so like,
kickball, that's a good one. Yeah.
This is why I'm like, Naruto power scaling is just ridiculous because this makes no sense.
It kind of reminds me of Dragon Ball power scale
a little bit.
Where sometimes you question it, you be like, but in the logic currently right now that don't make sense. But okay, I will go along with it until it makes sense. But okay,
right?
So I can see that
because he usually does make sense of it. Like, well, I mean, they usually do because it's not the same person anymore that's writing it. But like they usually do make sense of it later on. But I'm like, as of right now, I'm like, this was a really weird like power up. Like this power up came out of nowhere. There was nothing that led up to it. Like there was no hints about the karma like going out of control or becoming something different. It was just nope. Boruto has his power up now.
Yeah. And now Boruto don't know the shit he did because now Sarada and Mitsuki and Kawaki saw that or have an idea what the hell's going on. And I started, of course, the girl is confused, thinking, "Oh, that's more scary now. Karma is something that we should not, try to deal with because something that's more dangerous than we thought." And at the end of the chapters, we really got me curious now, where we have our man Koji and the doctor Amado. Seems like they've been planning to kill Jigen from the start or somewhere down the line, and Jigen seems like that's his goal all along, and Amado the doctor has been along with this. So what do you think about this?
So this is an interesting one because I'm like, does that mean that they don't like Jigen and what he's been doing, or they decided to turn on him at some point, or this has been the plan all along and they just haven't found the right opportunity to do so? Like he's always gotten a different vessel before he could actually do it, maybe.
My hope that it's not some type of secret op from some type of village, because that's something that the Lord Seven or any of the Hokages have done before. You send somebody for the next 10 years, you have to do a secret op for them. So I hope that's not something down the line.
That's kind of what I'm guessing. Well, not from the Leaf Village, but from a different village for sure.
Yeah.
I would guarantee this is somebody from a different village who's been there for the longest time. Like getting like infiltrated and it's just been waiting for the right moment. Because I mean they came from a village somewhere. They had to have.
They did somewhere.
Or at least they did something to a village somewhere where they were like, oh no, we can't let them happen, so follow them and figure it out. So I'm curious to see what village it might be, because it's got to come from somewhere. At least I'm hoping so. Like, yeah, what village is this a part of? What village does this come from? But he says he's going to take him out. But he says he only has 10% left. He hasn't even regained 10% at the end when he comes up to see him. So I don't know if that was a lie, because I don't trust anybody anymore, especially what's happening in My Hero. I'm just like, I don't trust nobody what they say.
That is very true. It's hard to know, because you're 100% right about that, because the doctor, the scientist, maybe could be a triple agent.
A double agent.
So like, are you playing both sides, or you playing the actual right side, or are you playing for which side? or maybe he could be playing for himself at the end. So who
Right.
knows? So you're 100% right about that, because scientists are the ones that could go the most mad, and the ones that, and he seems so chill, just smoking a cigar. They're like, so you're gonna do it?
Right.
Okay, I'll
And
follow
so
you.
that's why I'm like, okay. So like I was like, well, was he telling the truth? Is he really just in there by himself? Or the rest of the crew that he said was gone actually in there? I mean, because at this point they don't know about Boro,
Yeah.
who's been absolutely like demolished. Like Boro doesn't exist anymore outside of maybe a few arms and legs that we saw.
But also, I'm curious about the one line he said, "Code is with the 10 tails."
Yeah, and
So
that's the first time we heard that name. So I'm assuming it's one of the other people that we've seen before.
yeah, so Code is something that we never heard of. I'm not sure if we've seen Code. It doesn't ring a bell.
Well, remember there was a big group of them before that we didn't get all their names.
You're right.
So it's probably somebody from that group that we just don't know which one it is.
But I'm really curious to see where this continue going. It sucks that this series is monthly, because
It really does.
It's so intriguing, and I wish it was bi-weekly or something. Would have been much
bi-weekly
better.
I feel like would be perfect for the Boruto manga. At least even at this point, I feel like it's gained enough steam that I'm like, bi-weekly would be awesome for the Boruto.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I still haven't been paying enough attention to the Japanese sales to see how it's actually doing. I haven't checked since the end of last year.
I haven't seen that either. How the sales and volumes or anything going, so I wouldn't know either.
Yeah. So, but I would, like I said, I would love to see it go bi-weekly, because a month is like killing me, man. That and Dragon Ball Super, like they're actually killing me with them being a monthly book. It sucks, but I like it, I guess. Like I'm still happy that they're progressing. Is what I'm saying.
Overall, chapter 43 was a good one, much better than the most recent chapter, because it gave us the most information, the most details, and the art was good and consistent. And plus, it gives you more questions than the other recent chapters. Was just two things cool, but then this chapter had a good 5-6 things to talk about, so it's more intriguing than the others.
The only reason why I feel like this one is better than the others is because I feel like they've been just kind of stringing us along, and this one kind of has some sort of resolution finally.
It definitely does.
And I feel like that's the only reason why I'm like, yeah, that's why I'll give it a leg up over the others, is because we finally have we can finally move on to something else. My God, because like we said, we've been dealing with Boro for so long.
That is definitely true. So hopefully we see something more intriguing about Jigen versus Koji. Maybe might happen next chapter. So hopefully we see something about that.
So that would be nice. But yeah, I hope that Koji is Jiraiya, because that would be awesome. As much as people don't want that, I think that would be awesome for them to explain how they did it and what what he did. I don't know. We'll see. But any other final thoughts about these two chapters or about Boruto the manga in general right now?
Nah, I'm good. I just hope it continues with this theme. Not with each chapter with just two things to take out of the chapter, with just only 45 pages. Two things that was actually intriguing. So hopefully it continues with this type of pace and with details of the story pacing. So hopefully it continues like this. Overall, I enjoy chapter 43 a lot.
Same. I enjoyed this. Like after reading it like the second time, I was like, yeah, I did like that. That was good. It's just we go so long between chapters that sometimes you're like, oh yeah, I was hype about this and I do like this.
Yeah.
So it makes it easy to get out of routine for the hype of that. So I like it, and I would like to. I want to see more of it. So I'm gonna throw the question to you now, the audience. What do you guys think of Boruto the manga? Are you enjoying it? What don't you like about it? What do you like about it? Do you want it to be bi-weekly? Because I think that it's safe to say that we do. Now, if you like this video, please hit it with a like, because we would appreciate that. It helps us out a lot, especially with visibility here on YouTube. If you love what we're doing here at Anime Lately, we're having a good time reviewing episodes, reviewing your favorite mangas, hit that subscribe button. We'd appreciate it. It helps us out. So until the next time, we'll see you next month. Peace.
Take care, guys.